Hi, good morning, and welcome to the channel. My name is Kubeir, and this is looking like a good day already. The sun is shining, the weather is nicely cooling down. I mean, last week we were in a hot weather, and this week, obviously, now we know the fall is here already. It's becoming nice and nippy and cool. Let me shut this off. The subject for today's video is the Jot Singh says, can you please put some light on expired medical? Do I have to get it done again or wait from a mail from IRCC? Well, IRCC had very categorically and clearly mentioned on their website that you should wait for them to ask you for new medicals. Having said that, it all depends when did you first do your medicals. For example, there are a lot of people who are waiting from 2019 AORs, right? So they did their medicals, they did their medicals in 2019, which basically meant that their medicals expired in 2020. So even if they were given a 1 year extension, their medicals will expire again in 2021. Now, depending on when they did their medicals, if even after getting an extension, their medicals are expiring, then it makes sense to go ahead and do the medicals. By proactively doing your medicals, what is the benefit? Now, the benefit is that you will probably save a few weeks of the time that will take to finalize your application. If the updated medicals are already on your file and they have been updated in your application, then all IRCC has to check your expiry date and proceed with your rest of the process and finalize your application. Versus they seeing your application saying, okay, this one is expired. No, we cannot give him extension. Even the extension period is over. Okay, let's send him a request for new medicals. Then somebody will action that request. You will get the request. You will go to the medical center, get the medicals done. You will come back, update IRCC. If you get an IME report, then obviously you don't need to specifically update IRCC because the IME number already is connected to your application. But the medical center will take 8 to 10 days to submit the reports to IRCC. IRCC then, based on the queue and the backlog, will then review the reports. If everything is fine, then update your application. Then it will go back into the queue for the person to review. That person will then assess, and then if everything is good, then finalize your application. So you see, there are few weeks of time which could get involved. Now, it's your decision. For a lot of people, they don't want to do medicals again until asked because they might not need to do it at all. Maybe IRCC will give them that 6 months time. So for that, they don't need to do medicals. Medicals can become expensive depending on your family size. If you're a family of 2, it could cost you, if you're in India, it could cost you anywhere between 5,000 to 6,000 for medicals. Family of 2, it's like 12,000. Do you really want to spend that money? If you're a family of 4, or even if your spouse, children are unaccompanying, you got to do their medicals as well. So that amount can very quickly add up. Do you want to save the money or do you want to save the process time? That is something which will become, what you will need to decide on. If you waited for so long, and if your family size is like 3, 4, 5 people, then I don't see the value in spending those 15, 20, 40, 20, 25,000 rupees extra at this point of time. Rather just wait. I mean, at least what will happen is if IRCC is asking you to do re-medicals, you will now know that there is a movement in your application. Things are moving. It also gives you a lot of hope. It tells you, okay, you can start planning for things to happen. And once you've completed your medicals, you know that you could expect your finalization of your application pretty soon. So decision to be made by you, but I've given you the background on how that will look like. Piyush Malhotra says, when can the backlog clear? Life is on hold, April 2020. Well, the whole world has suffered because of pandemic. A lot of people have had lots and lots of challenges and issues. I don't think you are alone when you say that life is on hold. There are thousands of, from last I understand, there were about 350,000 applications, PR applications, which were in the backlog process. So trust me, you're not alone. I can understand life being on hold. I can understand everything sort of being put on a back burner, not knowing when this is going to go forward. But this will happen at some point of time. I mean, it's not going to go on forever. Again, if you can watch my yesterday's video where we discussed at length as to the reasons why the delays happened, the TR to PR processing, the Hong Kong crisis issue, then they made so many different new programs in terms of public policies to give them additional work permits in Canada. Then they also gave authorization letters for people who were otherwise not able to travel. There was a lot of work done with the same amount of resources. And again, with this pandemic, there was protocol issues, there were the quarantine issues, there were the shutdown and lockdown issues. it's understandable as to what has happened. Yes, what is not understandable is that even after such a long time, why was IRCC not able to get a handle on the way this should have been managed? Why were they still not able to get a better way of processing the applications, managing the applications? So they have taken a lot of flack, mind you, but it's not like they are not working. It's not like they have not been working. On the contrary, they are working extremely hard. You will see so many reports of people getting notifications, getting messages, getting updates from IRCC, even on weekends, even on public holidays, even at odd hours. So you know for a fact that there are a lot of people who are working, regardless of what day it is, what time it is. So, kudos to them. And they have done the best they could under the circumstances that they were given. So I know they take a lot of flack. I know they take a lot of beating. I know they're criticized all the time. But then you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. You do not know what kind of issues they are dealing with. You do not know where things are not coming together for them. So, so just have patience. I know life is on hold. So instead of putting your life on hold, do something better with your life, my friend. Pick up a new language. French is a good idea to pick up. Take some new hobby, pick up some skill set, which you might be able to use for a side hustle when you come to Canada. So do something better with the time, so that one, this waiting period doesn't seem so bad, doesn't feel so bad. And two, whatever you have done in this waiting period, you will be able to utilize it better. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to reconnect with your friends, your family, who you may not be able to see for a very long time once you come to Canada. So instead of taking this period negatively, change your mindset, look at it in a more positive manner, and suddenly it will not seem so bad. It will not feel so bad. So yeah, that's all I can suggest for you at this point of time. Gujarat Marketing says, I got remedical request, valid. This would be my third medical. Would you please provide more update on their weird medical request? Well, I can't, because I don't know what's going on here. I can't tell you based on what you have told me as to what exactly are they up to. All I can say is that the fact that they are asking you to do a remedical means it's something positive. Either that, or God forbid, there might be some question, some sort of a concern in the medical history that you have there. But in either condition, if they are asking you for a medical, then unless your current medicals are valid, you will need to provide them in order to get your application moving. Hi Kamal, I have a CRS of 474, knock 1111. I'm turning 30. I already have a CLB 10. Is it safe to wait for an FSW draw? Well, if it is not to wait for a draw, what else would it be? I mean, are you looking at some other options? You already have a CLB 10. Well, you could take up French. Reading is a bit, in my opinion, it's a bit difficult because I have a problem with the accent. But if you were to add speaking and listening, well, that is additional 6 points that you could get there straight away. Knock 1111 has earlier been picked by Ontario in their HCP Human Capital Priorities draw several times. I do not know if they'll come back and do it again. But if there was to be an all-program draw, okay, and I have a feeling Ontario is holding back on some of their HCP, which is Human Capital Priorities draw at this point of time, because probably they are also expecting something to happen from IRCCs. If at all there is an all program draw, then Ontario will also change its upper cutoff limit to go in tandem, to go matching with the all program draw, 1 point less. So if there is an all program draw at say 485, the next time Ontario does a draw, then the upper limit would be at 484, 1 point less than the declared CRS. And then if you could get a notification of interest, then you should grab it and go. But if you have any other options, by all means, go ahead and take it. Waiting at this point of time for federal skilled worker draw, when it hasn't happened, we don't know. Even if it was to happen, and we again discussed this at length yesterday, there are nearly 19,000 profiles, active profiles in the express entry pool with the scores of 471 plus. 19,000. Again, depends a lot on what IRCC will do in terms of how many invitations they issue in one draw. I don't expect them to issue 10,000 invitations at all. No way. I don't expect them to issue 5,000-6,000 also. I think they're going to go in the range of between 3,000 to 4,000 invitations as and when they start. And if that's going to happen, it's going to even linger above 480 for some time before it sort of comes down. And from there on, as it sort of dribbles down, I can't tell you how long it will take to get to 474, because we do not know how many profiles are there above 474 in the pool. We know about 471, that's how it is disclosed. If you have any option, if you have anything else which is happening for you out there, I would say take it, grab it, and don't wait for it. Well, that's all from my side. If you're not following me on Instagram, please do, because that's where we post most of our updates at the earliest. First things first there. If you're not subscribed to this channel, okay, that's very important. That's no here. Smash that button, subscribe it now. If you wish to get an appointment with me to discuss your application, your queries, your concerns one-on-one, then this is the link. Please, by all means, book an appointment and we'll be happy to chat and give you some options and suggestions as to what you can do. Thank you so much for joining in. You guys are amazing. Keep the faith, keep the hope alive, and I shall see you next time.